Signed, sealed, and delivered.
This took 3,000 years to get to this point. Can you believe it? And it's going to hold up, too.
The president describing this as much more than a hostage exchange and ceasefire. He's promising the region a new golden age.
This is not only the end of a war. This is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East.
Trump says the Gaza deal might be his biggest accomplishment yet, and that's saying a lot, although he hasn't finished the big, beautiful ballroom. To him, the deal is more beautiful than any tower, any course, any coin. The deal is as beautiful as Melania, almost.
They all wanted to see this happen. That's the amazing thing. Everybody came together at this point. If you go back 6 months or 7 months, you would have said a thing like this is impossible. They all wanted this to happen, and it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Everybody wanted this, but they never tried. And when they did it the wrong way. Instead of giving the Iranians bribes, he bombed them. He sold the Arabs tech instead of just weaponry, and didn't lecture them about human rights abuses. He let Israel fight their own wars, joined in when it made sense, and then told them to cut it out when it didn't. Trump discovered that the Palestinian statehood wasn't a goal. It was just a stumbling block. Joe Biden, in a weird way, did bring the Jews and Muslims together. They both hated him. President Trump, the Jews and the Muslims, respected. And now families are being reunited for the first time in 2 years. For a man who's accused of separating families, he sure knows how to bring them together. And it feels so good.
The hostages are back. The hostages are back. It is a good feeling. Isn't that nice to say? You know, I just said the hostage. First time I said the hostages are back. It feels so good to say it.
Kamala wanted a ceasefire without getting the hostages back. How does that look now? Biden said Trump stole his peace plan. How does that look right now? The cover of the Jerusalem Post, God bless the peacemaker. From Air Force One, Trump was welcomed with a big thank you on Israeli beaches. In the town square, they were chanting his name.
You heard the whole crowd here started to erupt into cheers of thank you, Trump, thank you, Trump. Fair to say that President Trump is possibly even more popular here than he is in the United States.
Wolf Blitzer says people are wearing MAGA hats in the Middle East.
And when I was there, I even saw people wearing Make America Great Again hats in that crowd over at Hostage Square.
Israeli ministers were seen wearing red hats today that said, Trump the peace president. Hakeem should wear one of those instead of the sombrero. Netanyahu says he's got a new BFF.
Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
The Arabs haven't had an American president this good since Bush the Elder. It's not easy to get Jews and Muslims to love someone this much. They can't agree about anything. Egyptian F-16s even gave Air Force One a big, beautiful escort today. Meanwhile, Trump was on the phone with Arab investors to help turn Gaza into the Mideast Mar-a-Lago.
I'm pleased to announce that numerous countries of great wealth and power and dignity have come forward to me and just today and over the last week to say they want to help in the reconstruction of Gaza, putting up whatever money is necessary.
The Mideast used to be a money pit, and somehow Trump's turned it into an investment opportunity and has everybody else putting up most of the capital. Fingers crossed the deal sticks. Now, Pakistan's demanding the Nobel Committee do a recount.
I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize. And I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time.
A decade ago, Pakistan was caught harboring Osama bin Laden, and now they're kissing the feet of an American president. Time magazine put him on the cover, calling the peace deal his triumph. But Trump's humble. He doesn't want all the credit.
Marco will go down, I mean this, as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the United States. I believe that. I believe it. And he and I, we really fought it out. You remember, he was tough. He was nasty. Who the hell thought this was going to happen, Marco, right?
And Witkoff got a big shot out, too.
Steve started this all by himself. I call him Henry Kissinger, who doesn't leak, okay? Henry is a big leaker. He leaked. Steve doesn't leak. Steve just wants to get the job done. He wants to do what's right.
New York real estate developers did more for peace in the Middle East than what career diplomats did in decades. Hillary said Trump didn't even have the temperament to be president.
Everyone thought I was going to be brutal. In fact, I remember Hillary Clinton during a debate, she said, look at him, he's going to go to war with everybody. And actually, she said, he's got a personality that's all about war. No, and my personality actually is all about stopping wars, and it seems to work.
Democrats are now saying, thank God we didn't have Kamala.
It pains me somewhat to admit this, but yes, he's certainly been good for the Middle East and for Israel in a way that I don't think there was any reason to expect Harris to be good.
Even Kamala is giving Trump credit.
I don't think that we should hold credit where it's due, and I commend the people who have been a part of this process. I'd commend the Qataris, the Egyptians, and the president.
If Kamala had succeeded in putting Trump in prison, Iran would have still had nukes and Hamas would have still had hostages. The best Biden and Harris could do for Gaza was spend hundreds of millions on a pier that sank into the ocean. Even Biden's guys are now giving MAGA credit.
I give credit to President Trump. I give credit to Witkoff and Kushner and Rubio. These are hard jobs.
This shouldn't be political. We can all celebrate peace and the hostage release, but we do have to keep score. A lot has been said.
If he gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on the show and say, thank you for doing it.
Well, we watched The View today and no hat. Rashida Tlaib was banging pots and pans, screaming free Gaza. Trump just freed Gaza. No tweets, no speeches, no press releases, nothing. And the woman's Palestinian. Seems like she was more into the Intifada. Even Fetterman's asking, where's Rashida?
Absolute elation. I mean, how can we all celebrate this thing? I mean, you've had human beings held underground for over 2 years and tortured and beaten and starved, forced to dig their own graves and things. Now they can finally come back home. And now everyone should be celebrating these things.
If Democrats had their way, Trump would have been rotting away in prison like a hostage instead of freeing them. Why can't the left just say we were wrong? They held signs that said, end genocide now. Trump ended what they said was genocide. Not even a thank you. No, sorry about the whole Hitler thing. Now we should make them call him Gandhi. Trump's on a roll, and he's reaching out to friends and foes.
Yet even to Iran, whose regime has inflicted so much death on the Middle East, the hand of friendship and cooperation is open. I'm telling you, they want to make a deal. That's all I do in my life. I make deals. I'm good at it. I've always been good at it. And I know when they want. Even if they said, we don't want to make a deal, I can tell you they want to make a deal.
With this Mideast momentum, Trump's turning his eyes back to Ukraine. He's flirting with sending Zelensky tomahawks to make Putin feel more pain. Carrot hasn't worked. Trump thinks it might be time for Putin to feel some stick. Now, if Israel and Hamas can make a deal, Russia and Ukraine can too. Trump's more accomplished in 9 months than most presidents do in a term. He's still got 3.5 years left, and he's already racked up 8 peace deals, trillions of dollars of investments and trade deals. A secure border, tax relief, crime down in D.C., record stock market, low gas prices, and cooling inflation. When Trump meets Xi Jinping next month in South Korea, China is going to be facing an American president battle-tested and with the wind at his back. We're witnessing a historic presidential legacy being written in real time. The only question now is, how big?
Is there a dream that you're still trying to chase, or have you reached all your dreams?
You're asking questions like you're a television comp. I thought I was just going to come out and play around the golf with you. You're asking questions like I'm on television. Yeah, no, look, you become president. That's a dream, right?
Yeah.
Can't.
I don't think you
now you can, no, you dream now you want to be a great president.
Yeah.
Now you're president. Now your dream is to be a great president.
I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Want even more Fox News on YouTube? Become a Fox News Patriot today. Click join to find out how.